Hello, my name is Taylor Forrester.
And I'm Sam Powell.
So, figuratively, what is a soul? What's a soul defined by, and where do we find the human soul as leaders in society? You could argue that a soul is an ambiguous gradient where the heart and mind overlap. It's where our cerebral and emotional desires lay, and it's a synthesis that author Tim Brown argues has become unbalanced in today's society. Interestingly enough, Tim Brown makes this critique from the perspective of a designer whose job is to efficiently map out the inner workings of products that serve consumer needs before they're manufactured. He says we've stopped asking ourselves the right question to connect to customers' emotions and needs, and it's oppressed our ability to innovate. People tend to define innovation through the creation of new technology. However, Brown argues a purely technocentric view of innovation is less sustainable now than ever, and a management philosophy based on selecting from existing strategies is likely to be overwhelmed by new developments. We need new choices, new products that balance the needs of individuals and society as a whole, new ideas that tackle the global challenges of health, poverty, and education, strategies that result in differences that matter and a sense of purpose that engages everyone affected by them. End quote. Now, this is a question of efficiency that should be continuously asked by all people. We need more focus on what he calls human-centric design, which is design based on pinpoints, happy moments, and needs of users instead of technocentric innovation, which depends on technological possibility. Both are essential to understanding what the consumer needs. A design thinker is able to accept and balance the following constraints of design: desirability, what people like and what makes sense for them; feasibility, what is possible with respect to engineering and technology; and viability, that is, which is sustainable. An example of design that could be improved upon is the synchronicity of Boise State Blackboard user interfaces and how BSU admins teach it to their teachers. A hassle all students relate to is learning to adapt to a different teacher's Blackboard interface for every class we take. Not that one teacher's Blackboard interface is better than another's, only that the lack of uniformity makes using it dizzying. All BSU teachers should be given more strict guidelines on how to organize their content. It seems small, but it's understanding these small details that made Apple have the impact they did. And it's important to have, and it's essential to having a design outlook. So here is my Blackboard homepage. So right off the bat, you can see, so today's a Friday. And right off the bat, you can see that there's a section that says what is due today right here. And you can see it's not showing our assignment, the book presentation, which is due today. So it's off and on this tab here, right? And all the components here, it's unpredictable if these are reliable. And if stuff like this was being properly taught to Boise State teachers, the likelihood of students getting better grades and thriving and actually learning from this material will be much higher. So another example is, so let's go over to our leadership Blackboard page. So the user interface for our Blackboard page for this class is really well done, and it's done with a design thinking outlook. Um, the the user interface is really self-explanatory. Modules are clearly numbered. It's impossible to miss when things are due. The dates are right in front of our eyes. Everything is really simple. Now, if we go back to, now if we jump to another class, I'll use my Media Pro 201 class as an example. Everything is just entirely different. And as I said, it's not like one of these is better than the other or it's the teacher's fault. It's just that if you think about how much time would be saved and stress, especially with this pandemic, there's students who have never taken online courses who are just, I think it has a bigger impact than most see at a naked eye. As students, our souls want to learn and not get snagged. Design thinkers know when to allow valuable liberties or not waste others' time by giving them too much. Design thinking is an integrative approach. It freely cycles through three of the following processes: inspiration, where problems are opportunities we seek and observe. Here we find the crossover between problems and answers. Ideation, to format new information we've developed to actually be tested. And implementation, the final stages of integration. Deviating from design thinking would be handling each of these components linearly by themselves. But despite all this testimony, how can we see it manifest in the real world? What was Tim trying to accomplish in Change by Design? And why is leadership an important part of this?
Thank you, Taylor. A way that this can be manifest in reality is actually one of the many great examples that Tim Brown used in this book. He actually spoke about a program that I participated in with Bank of America that was called Keep the Change. Keep the Change was a program where Bank of America actually took the remaining change or remaining balance up to the whole dollar on any transaction and immediately deposit it over into your savings account. This was a very easy and tangible way, actually through the book, that just really resonate with me because, like I said, I actually used this program, and it was such an easy way to save money. It actually was right in with what Tim Brown talks about in this book. Just took the consumer need of needing to save money. Everybody needs to save money, and making it very easy. And so using technology with your bank account and feeding into, translating that savings over into real money that goes into your savings account, and just increasing the business through Bank of America. I really enjoyed this program. Like I said, it was a very tangible and easy way to save money, even though it was, nothing but, 50, 25 cents here and there. It really ended up adding up. And, as a college student way back in the day, when I was part of this program, I mean, that was gas money. That was, take my girlfriend out on a date type money that just was in the bank account. And just knowing that change was that change rounded up to that next whole dollar was going to be available into that account. Like I said, this is just one of many examples that Tim Brown gave in the book. I really enjoyed reading this book and going through this book, just because of the reason that I feel like Tim Brown was writing this book. He really talked a lot about design thinking, and that really, as a sales manager, is something that I do a lot of. So he really talked about, innovation isn't just born. It doesn't just fall out of the sky. I mean, it really is something that is planned and is calculated based on your consumer needs. That's something that every business can participate in. It doesn't matter if you're in sales, if you're clothing designers do this. Trying to anticipate the next big thing, the next color wave that may be coming out. Restaurants do this on a massive level, on making sure that they anticipate the needs and the shifts of what's going on in the market. Creating new dishes that, based on consumers' feedback of what they'd like to see on their menu. Like I said, Tim had a lot of really great examples throughout this book. And it just really made me think about things, even like the Keep the Change program. Things aren't just, they don't just happen. We just see it. It just appears one day. But every single one of these things that is rolled out from these different businesses, it is a very calculated process. And this design thinking, if this is designed with the consumer in mind, it's not just what's next in the technology world, what's next in the business world, but what does the consumer need and what next? Design thinking, Tim really talked about how design thinking, it first and foremost is a consumer need and is created into opportunity. How can you use opportunity, this opportunity to redevelop or develop something that is going to fit this customer's need? Actually, one of the things that it really kind of resonated with me as far as innovation. Like I said, I'm a sales manager, and my sales team and I have gone through obviously many trials with trying to market to our different consumers, being our patients, patient families, and the facilities that we call on. So the doctor's offices, hospitals, just all this within COVID-19 in the last 8 months, almost 9 months. we've had to become very innovative in what we do and how we market. And a lot of that has been using technology, still understanding that the needs that our customers have is still there, and we've had to become very innovative to really figure out what works best and how we've had to adapt to the market right now with COVID-19 going on. As a leader, it's been a good challenge. I mean, it's really allowed me to utilize my team and find out everybody's strengths, and just being able to maximize on those strengths. And that's something that Tim Brown talks about in this book. He talks about having people around you. There's some people that are going to be better at using prototypes. So, with us as marketers going out there, and we want to hear from the community. We want to hear from our accounts, what's going to work best. On the flip side, we have other people that want to be behind the scenes. So we have team members that are better at making flyers and better at writing eloquent emails. And so it's just really about utilizing the team that you have and just being able to take that and to adapt that into what you're trying to do, what you're trying to design. And I really feel like that's really where Tim Brown really wanted to kind of emphasize strong leadership within this book. I felt like it was a great book. I was excited. It was actually my second choice on the book list, and so I was excited to be able to dive into it. And I actually plan to go through it again. I did get it on Audible as well, so I want to really be able to dig into it and just continue to learn about this design thinking and just being able to adapt that into the innovative thinking and as being a leader. So again, enjoyed this.